Well, what I wanted to do was get the British economy going by cutting taxes, getting on with fracking, drill baby drill, cutting regulations. And the economic establishment in Britain, particularly the Bank of England, our version of the Federal Reserve, did not like that one jot. And what happened is they deliberately undermined my budget.
Yeah.
They announced the sale of gilts, so the sale of government debt the night before the budget, and their failure to regulate the pension market ended up getting blamed on me. And what I discovered was just how powerful the British deep state was, because they didn't just take those actions, they also spent their time briefing the press, leaking, and the entire establishment worked to undermine what I was doing. But in Britain, we now face an energy crisis. We've got the highest energy prices in the world. You know, our economy is doing very badly and government debt can't be repaid. So what President Trump is doing is absolutely the right thing. But there's no doubt that the global elite, and they meet at Davos, they are the central banks around the world, have a particular view on the way the economy should be run. And it's not been good for any of our countries. So I'm very pleased to see that President Trump is breaking out of that.
Yeah, and I'm also pleased with what I'm seeing in Europe and with the citizens moving more to the right, pushing back. To your point, the establishment even trying to deny what the voters want. It's ugly to see, particularly from these entities that have been finger pointing for a long time. I wish that in hindsight you could have fought harder, but I think Trump is leading the way in a way that the establishment knows it's got a fight on its hands.
Absolutely. And the issue I had was too many of my colleagues in the Conservative Party were not prepared to back me up. They were conservatives in name only. They supported suicidal policies like net zero. They supported mass migration. So what needs to happen in Britain is we need a Trump-style movement that actually mobilizes the grassroots, because people in Britain, people in Europe are fed up of the levels of migration in our country, of illegal migration. They're fed off of Islamicism and issues like the grooming gangs where young girls have been raped time after time that are not being dealt with. And this is one of the reasons that I believe there will be a Trump-style revolution in Britain and Europe. It's not happening yet, but the public are disgusted with the way things are going.
Yeah, the seeds, though, are there, and you can see the green shoots are there. What would you like to hear from President Trump tonight?
Well, what I would like to hear from President Trump is him delivering on all of the things he's promised in the election to the American voters. So getting on with sorting out American energy. We want more of that in Europe as well. Pipelines, fracking, dealing with the ludicrous gender ideology. It's great that he's already taken a stand on that, banning men from women's bathrooms. Who thought we'd be talking about that? But that is the type of ideology we now have to fight back against. And also making the West strong again. For too long, there have been elements of our establishment of just hated our countries, hated America, hated Britain, hated Israel. And what we need strong leadership from the United States to take on the real threats in the world, which are China, Russia, Iran. That is what we need. We need a strong America again. And 4 years of President Biden has been a disaster. And we've seen wars erupt around the world. We've seen weakness on the international stage. Yeah. And it's great to have President Trump taking that on.
And to pick up what you're saying, what's baffling to me is the suicidalness, right? Whether it's the fertility crisis or the economic policies that the West has inflicted on itself. And I hope that, to your point, that we're turning that corner. It's been an honor to have you on the show, former Prime Minister Truss. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Great to be on.